Why do folks with ADHD struggle with sleep in the first place?
What you have to ask yourself is the chicken and egg question. What I would encourage you to think of is, what factor is sleep or poor sleep, accumulated sleep debt, playing to exacerbate a condition? So somebody may have the genes that predispose them to ADHD, for example. And so what we do know is that if they aren't getting sleep on a nightly basis, sort of setting the stage for success during the day, then we know that's just going to enhance the impact of their ADHD. So that's point number one. Here's another point. Even if you don't have ADHD, let's say that you're blessed with genes that do not predispose you to that. If you live your life in a way where you are changing your sleep schedule night to night and week to week to meet the growing demands of work, family, social life balance, all of those things. If you go 3 successive nights with less than the minimum standard required for sleep, and we should talk about that, and I know this is a long answer, but bear with me. If we look at the average adult, 30 plus, needs 7 to 9 hours of actual sleep each night. In order to get 7 hours of actual sleep, you really need an 8-hour sleep window. So let's talk to the minimum standard that the average 30 plus needs. And if you're wondering about people that are younger than 30 plus, they need more sleep. So we can set the standard at 7 hours actual and know that we basically all need to be getting there. And so if you go 3 nights in a row of, say, an hour less than that, that's the equivalent of pulling one all-nighter. And what are the immediate impacts of doing that? The brain, the frontal cortex, that's the control mechanism, if you will, the CEO of the brain. That's the brake pedal, if you will. When we have a malfunctioning brake pedal, we have 2 gas pedals that become hyper-reactive. The first is our emotional center. Simplifying here, we could talk about it as the amygdala. And that's your emotional reactivity to your environment. Not only that, but your ability to concentrate and focus on what's important now. The second gas pedal I'll mention is our inner adrenaline junkie. You can think of that as, simplifying again, but the dopamine system, the striatum. That's a gas pedal as well. And we're chronically sleep deprived. We become all gas and no brake, meaning that we're much more emotionally reactive. We're much easier to distract from the task at hand. And we have a tendency to underestimate the risk of a given decision and overestimate the benefit of taking a decision. So essentially what I'm telling you is that any adult who isn't getting sleep night after night is going to become very much like a teenage male. All gas, no brake, inability to control our behavior, control our attention, and make strong decisions that will have an impact on our future success. Because we become thinking just about the now. This is what I want now. This is what's important now. And we forget about future impacts. So getting back to ADHD, it's entirely possible to get a person to think they have, I am not questioning diagnoses, but I'm just saying that you could take a normal, healthy individual, sleep deprive them, and have them become functionally ADHD. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, the chicken or the egg question. And this is something that I believed as well. It's very a generalized statement. If we say people with ADHD can't sleep, there's so many factors and variables as well that could affect your sleep. And is it something that, is there a variable that's affecting your sleep that's because of ADHD, or is it stress, or is it environment, lifestyle, or are you someone who's just chronically sleep deprived because that's what you know to be true for yourself? and you now resonate with ADHD because of that. So we need to look deeper, and that's what we're going into today.